What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you have joined me today. I wanted to do a little financial video today. I guess you could maybe include this in my Girl Boss Guide video series because it does have to do with finances and financial decisions that I've made. But this is kind of also like a follow-up to the video I created earlier this year. These videos kind of went around earlier in the year on YouTube, and they were my dumbest financial decisions or my worst financial purchases of my 20s so far. I saw a couple people in theirs follow up with their best purchases of their 20s, and I realized I never really did that, and I feel like that is what I want to talk about today. If you didn't happen to see that video, I'll have a card to it up here. I'll also link to it in the description box down below. Monica Church came up, I believe, with this video idea, and she did a best purchases of my 20s. So this is a little bit inspired by you, Monica. I think I only have about like 5 or 6 purchases to chat with you guys about, but they are absolutely, after thinking about it from like turning 20 to now I'm 25, these are things that have like impacted my life greatly in that time period, and not just things that I threw in along the way. And these are in no particular order, by the way, but the first best purchase, which I'm almost positive I made in my 20s, I think I was 20 years old when I got my dog Squirtle. Now, I don't know if this is a weird thing to include in this video because a pet is obviously like a lot more than a purchase. I don't think of him by any means as a financial transaction or a big purchase. He was actually a really affordable priced dog. I am including him because I was thinking back to like, oh my gosh, purchases I made when I was like 20 and 21, you know, back 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, oh my god, Squirtle was there for everything. Like, he was purchased, like I said, when I turned about 20. I've had him for almost 5 years, and I mean, that single-handedly purchase, or just, I'm gonna call it a life decision, it's just the best decision I think I've pretty much ever made. Definitely one of like the top 3. So even though that might sound silly to some of you guys, I had to include Squirtle. All right, my next thing is the device that I'm currently filming on right now, my vlogging camera, and also I transitioned to using it for everything. It is my everything camera. It's a lot easier to just have one camera, and the camera, keep saying camera, that I use and so many other vloggers and YouTubers use, I'm sure you guys have heard about it if you watch other YouTubers, is the Canon G7X. I have the Mark II, which is just basically like the updated second version. I think they also have like a newer version right now, the Mark III. I've just got the Mark II. I think it is fantastic. You can fit this camera in your pocket, like it's small enough to be able to fit into your pocket, but it also has such great quality. The focus is great. I mean, I haven't had any big problems with this camera. I feel like it's pretty reliable, and I mean, so many other YouTubers will tell you the same thing. When I purchased this camera for the first time, I got the G7X I think in 2014, so I've had 2 versions of this camera since 2014, and I feel like before that, my vlogs and my vlog quality was just like nothing compared to what it was able to be once I got the camera in 2014. I'm not saying like, oh my god, my filmmaking and my videography skills are so great, because I don't really focus on that. That's, you guys know, that's not what I do. But it just absolutely makes YouTube that much better, that much more fun, and it was an expensive purchase, a substantial purchase as I was saying, but I'm so happy with it. So if any of you guys are making videos and you're looking for a better quality camera, or you're interested in vlogging, filming, anything like that, I will link the camera in the description box. I'm pretty sure I always have it linked in the description, but I will make sure that it is linked in this video. So the next thing is not a physical item, and that thing is travel. You guys know me, you know that I pretty much can't go like a month without traveling somewhere, even if it's somewhere local, even if it's going on a road trip. Travel does not even have to be expensive. Like, you can seriously travel locally around your state, around your area. You can go on road trips, you can take buses, you can find like packages for vacations, you can find student discounts. One trip that I wanted to shout out that was pretty affordable, actually, thinking back on this whole trip as a whole, was when I went to Bali back in 2017. I just decided, you know what, when else in my life am I gonna get invited to go to Bali? Like, I'm not really sure. I had absolutely never been to that part of the world before. Bali is in Indonesia. It is extremely far away, super far. It took us about like 18 hours total to get there and 2 really long flights. I ended up getting that trip, like I said, this is so far across the world, for $700 round trip. Now, I was just looking at Christmas flights from Boise to Atlanta the other day, and those bitches were $750 round trip just because it's flying at the holiday time. So let me tell you, this trip I took from Los Angeles, LAX to Bali was cheaper than it is for me to go where I live now, home to visit my family for Christmas. Not even kidding. That is one of the only things I had to pay for while I was there. Obviously, I had to pay for like food and drinks, but the Airbnb I stayed in also, I had saved up my Airbnb credits and I got a whole amazing place. You can get so much for your money in Indonesia and also places like Thailand, and I'm sure there's a lot of other places where you can just get great value for your money on like stays, hotels, Airbnbs. So we had a place that ended up being like $100 a night. It was a 2-bedroom villa with a pool, all these gorgeous plants. I believe it also came with daily housekeeping, a gorgeous kitchen. I mean, this place was beautiful. It was $100 a night. So if you guys ever want to use my Airbnb credit and you've never used Airbnb before, I will have it linked down below. You can get $55 off your first trip if you have never used the service before, and you can use it anytime you want. You don't have to like use it right away when you sign up. It'll just store in your account. So I'll link that down below because that was one of those times where I got to use my credits and it was just so extraordinary, and I'm so happy I went on that trip. That was kind of a little spin-off. I didn't mean to go off and chat for so long, but obviously just travel. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, the next thing, I actually didn't think I was going to include this in this video because I thought it was too done. Like, everyone that I've seen that makes one of these videos includes their car as either a worst purchase or a best purchase. And if you guys watched my worst purchases, you would know that I included a car that I bought on a whim. I really wanted a convertible. I bought it on a whim when I was like 21, and I literally drove it for a year and then I sold it because I ended up not even using it that much. I moved downtown and I did not need a car. Like, I just didn't need one anymore, and I sold it after only having it for a year, and it ended up being like such a hassle. It was so expensive, a lot of money that I didn't need to spend. Now, I wasn't going to include this because I've only had the car since June, but I seriously have to include it because this is one of the biggest purchases I've ever made in my whole life. Obviously, cars, and unless you've bought a house, which I have not bought a house, cars pretty much like one of the most substantial purchases I feel like most people will make, especially if you are buying it all for yourself, and especially if you're saving up to make a purchase like that. So I saved up for like almost a year. Every time I got like extra money, I would straight put it away. Like, I wouldn't even keep it in my bank account. I would keep it in this like separate investing app so that it could grow a little bit and I wouldn't be able to touch it. So I was committed, you guys, okay? Like, seriously. And it felt so freaking amazing because I knew a car I wanted for months and months and months. Like, I was set. The car that I wanted in the color I wanted came into stock in a used dealership in Boise, and I ended up getting a 2018 Audi Q3 in the color I wanted, with the interior color that I wanted, and just exactly what I wanted basically, and what I had been saving up for. And finally, like, that feeling of just not having a car. I didn't have a car for 3 years. I've talked about this in the past. So finally being able to like put my money into something that I had been saving up for and wanted for so long was so worth it to me. I feel like what made the purchase so substantial and so great was the fact that I saved up for it for so long and got exactly what I wanted, and I didn't have to settle, you know what I mean? And I was like able to meet that goal for myself, which just makes me want to set more goals, more financial goals, and be able to meet those, and I know that I can do it now. All right, next thing is another not physical item, and that is any music festival or pretty much live music event. I absolutely would not have the same life if I didn't you know, start going to festivals and have these experiences. So I know this video is kind of like financially oriented, but you can spend your money on experiences and you can spend your money on physical things, and obviously there's like a mix of both in most of our lives. But something about spending your money on experiences is just like leaves a really good feeling inside. So something that I've done, you guys might have seen this on my Instagram or in some of my videos, something that I've done is I've kept almost every single festival wristband that I've gotten. Any of the ones that I haven't like left at my parents' house or something, I put them onto this dream catcher, and every single time I get a new one, I hook it on, and it's something that I can remember these events. Like I have 2014 Coachella, my first ever music festival, and then I have 2019 Voodoo, which was like 3 weeks ago, and everything in between, and it makes me so freaking happy. Not everybody's gonna be a music festival person, that's totally fine, but whatever your experience is, I think that is something that we should all focus on a little bit more. Last thing, I can't believe I saved this for last, it's like very not that exciting, but I felt like I had to include like a clothing or accessory. So many of these videos people will talk about like handbags, designer handbags. Once again, that was something I talked about in one of my worst purchases videos, how much money I freaking spent on Louis Vuitton and Celine bags. Oh my god, I literally sold every single one of my designer bags. I don't have a single one anymore. Isn't that wild? I was thinking about keeping like one thing, but I ended up just not even, like they were so trendy at the time that I bought them that I really didn't even use or like them anymore by the time I like was going through them. So I sold all those bags. I had to include one thing, and I've had these sweatpants. They're literally a pair of sweatpants, okay? This has gotta be my favorite clothing item, most worn, most loved. Every time I put them on, every time I see them, I feel like I can take a breath of fresh air. They're literally a pair of jogger sweatpants from Topshop. I probably got these when I was like 19 or something. Definitely don't sell them anymore, but you know, they have similar things. But my sister also got this same pair, and I hope she still has them. I feel like she does, because we both could not stop like talking about and wearing these sweatpants that we both had. And it sounds funny, but like if you guys know me, jogger sweatpants are just like my thing that I put on when I come home from the day. Like I sleep in them, I just put them on when I want to be comfy. And you would think maybe I would include like a nice clothing item in this as one of my best purchases, but honestly that just has to be it. So comment down below, if you made it until this long in the video, comment down below what your holy grail comfy item is. Absolutely couldn't live without. Seriously, if something happened to these sweatpants, I don't even know what I would do, because I don't think I could get them again, and like I need them. I will deadass hold on to these until the day I die. I gotta protect them, okay? All right, guys, that is the end of this video. For not having that many things to talk about, I really chatted for a long time, as I do. I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of this video, and I would love to hear in the comments, like I said, what your best purchases were. As for other financial videos, this week I'm filming the what I spend in a week video, so you guys will see that actually as my next upload. I hope you guys are excited for that, and I'll see you in that video. Bye, guys.